How about we talk about a goof? We've been talking this week about how social movement, social unrest, can be turned into something beautiful. And the Methodist Church has been a phenomenal example of taking those kinds of unrest and turning them to good. So we've been looking at that, and this week it was good, the first two, wasn't it? If you didn't get a chance to watch them, I hope you get to look back and see those. But then we got to talk about a problem. The movement to shut down alcohol, abstinence, was largely driven by Methodists, and I'm a little embarrassed, but I want to talk about why. So what happened is distilled beverages really came in the late 1700s and as a popular thing, earlier 1700s actually, and really devastated people. You know, somebody who normally would have had a little beer was drinking these heavy alcohols and losing their guts and minds. What that produced was a rise in alcoholism and therefore a rise in all its connected issues. Family falls apart, husband goes drinking and loses all the money. I mean, it just kind of goes on and on. So the Methodist Church said, oh, this is terrible. Look at what's happening to families. Note that. Because of alcohol. Note that. And so the Methodist Church took off on this abstinence movement that was preaching complete teetotaling as the only answer. Yeah, we were behind the Prohibition movement that even passed a constitutional amendment in this country. However, note, that was undone because I think lots of people saw how wrong it was to associate all things alcohol with anything that might be alcohol, or associate alcohol as the only source of all those other societal difficulties. So it took till my lifetime before United Methodism allowed for the fact that I might have a drink of wine. Now, I don't happen to be a big drinker, but other clergy I know have a glass of wine with dinner every night. But it took a generation or two after Prohibition was undone before the Methodist General Conference allowed for even that. What happened? The movement grew without enough critical analysis of where the problem was. And things were lumped in that were not needing the attention that other things were. Now, Methodism also had a big impact on the early Alcoholics Anonymous movement, which I'm very, very happy about. But it's a reminder, we need to be engaging our minds even when we are deeply offended. Kind of the opposite of the right-wing extremist news, and even now some of the left-wing extremist news where you just get disgusted and you don't think. The mind still has to be engaged. Has to be, because you are loved first.